Have you ever watched someone hold on to something so small, like it was the last piece of their entire world? Something fragile, something ordinary to others, but priceless to them. Well, this story, it begins with a necklace. A simple locket on a silver chain. But what it held inside wasn't just a photo, it held a promise, a memory, a reason to survive. And when the wrong people tried to break it just to see her cry, they didn't know who they were messing with. But you will. Stay with me till the end, because what happens next will shake you to your core, and maybe, just maybe, restore your faith in justice. It was a cold Monday morning when Ella walked into Hollowbrook High. Her hoodie was 2 sizes too big, her backpack worn at the edges, and her shoes had more duct tape than sole. But she didn't care. What mattered most dangled around her neck, hidden beneath her sweatshirt, a small, heart-shaped necklace with a photo of her mother inside. Her mom, who had passed away just last year from a sudden heart attack, used to wear it every day. And now Ella did too, like armor. She didn't talk much at school. She was one of those girls who blended into the background, who kept her head down and avoided conflict. But silence doesn't always protect you. Because in every school, there's always a group that feeds off weakness. And for Ella, that group had a name. Blonde, rich, popular, and cruel. Kendra wasn't just the queen bee of Hollowbrook. She was the kind of girl who smiled while twisting the knife. She had 2 sidekicks, Macy, who laughed at everything Kendra said, and Talia, who filmed everything on her phone, for memories but mostly for humiliation. Ella became their favorite target. Why? Because she didn't fight back. Because her clothes weren't name brand. Because her eyes looked too sad. Because she wore that necklace like it meant everything. They noticed. It started small. A harmless comment about her thrifted outfits. A bump in the hallway that made her drop her books. Fake rumors whispered behind hands. But it wasn't enough. Kendra wanted a reaction. She wanted tears. And then, she found the weak spot. One afternoon, during art class, Ella had to take off her necklace for a clay project. She wrapped it gently in tissue, placing it carefully in the zipper pouch of her backpack. But Kendra had been watching. When Ella stepped out to wash her hands, Kendra made her move. She unzipped the pouch slowly, as if she was opening a treasure chest. "This is what she always wears, right?" she said, holding the necklace up to the light like a trophy. Macy giggled. Maybe it's her boyfriend's. Or her imaginary friends. Talia was already recording. "Say hi to TikTok, Ella." "Oh wait, she's not here yet." Kendra smiled. "Let's give her a surprise." When Ella returned, her hands still wet with clay, the classroom was quiet. Too quiet. Her backpack looked untouched, but her heart knew something was wrong. She rushed to the pouch. Her fingers trembled. Gone. Her eyes darted up. That's when she saw it, dangling from Kendra's fingers, the necklace, spinning slowly, tauntingly. And just for a second, Ella's mask cracked. "Give it back," she whispered. Kendra smirked. "You mean this ugly old thing? Why? It's not even real silver. Looks like something from a vending machine." "Please," Ella said again, louder this time. "It was my mom's." "Oh, that's right," Kendra said, eyes wide with fake sympathy. "Your dead mom." A cruel laugh rippled from Macy. Talia zoomed in with her camera. "Say hi to mommy in heaven," Kendra whispered, and then, with a flick of her wrist, the chain broke in 2. The locket hit the floor with a sickening. The room went silent. Ella dropped to her knees, scooping up the pieces like broken glass. Her breathing hitched. Her eyes glistened. But she didn't cry. Not yet. Kendra looked disappointed. "No tears. Guess you're as broken as your necklace." She turned to leave, but something changed in Ella's eyes. A storm was coming. Because sometimes, when you lose the last thing that ever mattered to you, you stop being afraid. And Ella. She was done being afraid. The pieces of the necklace felt cold in her palm. Cold like silence after a storm, like loss after love. Ella sat alone in the art room long after the bell had rung, while the others rushed off to lunch like nothing had happened. Her fingers traced the cracked edges of the locket, the hinge barely holding on. Her mother's photo was still inside, smudged, but safe. That photo had gotten her through every night she thought she wouldn't survive. Through grief. Through loneliness. Through all the birthdays her mom missed. Through all the nights she cried into her pillow pretending she was fine. But now, something inside Ella had cracked too. Not broken, no, she didn't go to the principal. She didn't call her dad, he worked double shifts at the mill and barely made rent. And she didn't cry. She went home, fixed the necklace with tweezers, super glue, and shaky hands. Then she took out a notebook, drew a line down the middle of a page, and wrote one word. It was time for Kendra to learn. You don't get to tear people down and walk away laughing. You don't get to destroy someone's past and expect their silence. And you definitely don't get to mess with a girl who's got nothing left to lose. The next morning, Ella walked into school differently. Shoulders back, eyes forward. The necklace was still cracked, but she wore it proudly, visible outside her hoodie. Kendra spotted her from across the hallway. Oh look, the charity case still thinks she's somebody. Ella didn't flinch. She looked right at her. You know what I think, she said. You broke something I loved. But all you've ever done is break people because deep down, you're terrified no one would love the real you. That shut Kendra up for a second. Excuse me, she snapped. But Ella was already walking away. She had work to do. At lunch, Ella found Talia sitting alone near the library. No camera in hand, just earbuds in her lunchbox. Ella sat across from her. I want to talk. Talia raised an eyebrow. You serious? Dead serious. Ella leaned in. Why do you follow her? You're smarter than that. Talia hesitated. It's not that simple. Yes, it is, Ella said. You film what she does. You laugh when she hurts people. But deep down, I don't think you're okay with it. There was a pause. And then, something cracked in Talia's face. A flicker of shame. I never posted those videos, she whispered. I just save them. Ella nodded. Then do the right thing. The next morning, a video dropped on the Hollowbrook student forum. It started with Kendra stealing the necklace. Her laughing, calling Ella's mom, dead weight. It ended with the moment she snapped it in half. Ella didn't post it. Talia did. And that was just the beginning. Within hours, the video spread like wildfire. Not just in Hollowbrook, but through group chats, student stories, even some parents got hold of it. The comments poured in. Who does that? That necklace belonged to her mom. Kendra is pure evil. This is why people have trust issues. By the afternoon, Kendra was called to the office. So was Macy. Talia wasn't. She was praised for coming forward. Kendra tried to cry her way out of it. It was just a joke. I didn't know it meant that much to her. But the school had seen enough. A week suspension, mandatory counseling, social probation. For the first time, Kendra wasn't trending. She was toxic. But Ella became more than the girl with the broken necklace. She became a voice. After the video went viral, she posted her own message. No edits, no filters. Just her, holding the fixed necklace in her hand. She said, greater than, to anyone out there who's ever been laughed at, pushed around, or broken by someone who thinks they're untouchable. I see you. I was you. But you don't have to stay quiet. You don't have to let them win. You are not weak for caring. And sometimes, standing up for yourself isn't loud. It's just real. That message hit home. Comments flooded in from strangers. Thank you for this. My mom passed too. This made me cry. You're so brave. Subscribed. We need more of this. And Ella. She smiled for the first time in a long time. Because the necklace still hung around her neck. Not perfect, not shiny, but strong. Just like her. Never underestimate someone because they're quiet. Because sometimes, the quietest ones are the strongest. And when they decide to stand, the ground shakes. Kendra and her friends made one big mistake. They thought breaking Ella's necklace would break. They couldn't have been more wrong. So, what happens after justice is served? After the bullies are exposed, and the crowd applauds, and the comments pour in. Do things go back to normal? Do the scars fade? Do the heroes get their peace? Not always. Because healing isn't a straight line. And for Ella, this wasn't the end. This was only the beginning. The Monday after the video went viral, Ella walked through the school halls, and everything was different. The stares were still there, but now, they were curious. Some were proud, others awkward, some whispered apologies, a few even offered hugs. But one thing was certain. Nobody ignored her anymore. For some people, that might have felt like a victory. But Ella, she didn't want fame. She didn't want pity. She wanted to, so she did something nobody expected. She started a group, met every Thursday in the old library lounge. No fancy flyers, no school announcements, just a poster that read, "Greater than, if you've been hurt and need a place to talk, come sit with us. We listen, we don't judge, we don't record, we understand." The first meeting had 3 people, Ella, Talia, and a shy freshman named Rachel who had stopped eating lunch after her friends called her fat. The second week had 8. By the end of the month, over 20 students sat cross-legged in that lounge, some crying, some smiling, all finally speaking up. Ella had become something she never thought she could be, but every light casts a shadow. And Kendra, she wasn't done. Kendra's suspension had ended. When she came back, things had changed. The looks she used to get, the admiration, the attention, had turned into avoidance. Her clique was gone. Macy had unfollowed her. Talia didn't speak to her. She tried to laugh it off, pretend nothing behind her eyes. One day after school, Ella walked out to find her locker wide open. Her books trashed. A sticky note inside with just one word written in black Sharpie. "Greater than, watch your back." She didn't flinch. Instead, she pulled out her phone, took a photo, and walked straight to the principal. She didn't cry. She didn't tremble. She fought smart. The school launched a formal warning. Kendra was brought in again. This time, her father, who'd been donating big bucks to the school, couldn't protect her. G bothered her. But Ella wasn't interested in revenge. She was interested in that weekend. She posted a new video, not about Kendra. Not about bullies. Not even about the necklace. It was about her mom. She sat by her window, the locket glinting in the soft morning light, and she spoke with a heart so raw, the internet stood still too. "Listen, greater than, grief doesn't make you weak. It makes you real. My mom always told me, kindness is strength in disguise. For a long time, I thought I had to hide my feelings to survive. But it turns out, your story is your power. Even the broken parts." Ellen reposted it. Teachers started using it in school assemblies. A news outlet reached out for a feature. Ella was becoming a voice. Meanwhile, Kendra disappeared from school. She withdrew 2 weeks later. Rumors said her parents transferred her to a private academy out of town. Others claimed she was being homeschooled now, too embarrassed to show her face. But Ella didn't celebrate. She didn't smile. She just kept showing up to every Thursday, helping more people find Ella's doorstep. No return address. No card. Just a velvet pouch inside. She opened it carefully. Inside was a necklace. Not the one she fixed. Their voice, real silver. Engraved with a single word. Greater than, unbreakable. Ella's eyes welled up. And for once, she let the tears fall. Not from pain, but from healing. If you've ever felt alone, like no one understands, like your pain is invisible, let this story remind you. You are becoming. And sometimes, the people who try to shatter you only sharpen your edge. They broke her dead mom's necklace just to see her cry. Dash dash dash. Dash dash dash. Dash dash dash.